everybody. My name is Felicia Thompson, as Courtney just said. I'm a sophomore public relations major from Charlotte, North Carolina. A lot of familiar places, hello. So it's important to note before I get going with this that I grew up with kindness as my mantra in my household. It was preached a lot. And kindness has always been my goal since then. And while sometimes life can distract you from goals, kindness will always be my mission. I've always been told that I have a natural affinity for leadership, but I don't think that's quite what it is. I don't really like the word leader either. I think it categorizes and adds another layer of otherness in an already really labeled world. I prefer the term being a team member and a community member. It's more inviting and realistic into what I do. In the past, my involvements have had a really wide range, but as of right now, I'm a founding member of the Capstone Service team, which everyone in here should know plans multiple service events a month. Sign up for them. And I'm also the president of the Youth Movement Against Alzheimer's, a service, advocacy, and philanthropy-based organization. And while my love for my community began well before I did any volunteerism for college applications, it wasn't until my junior year of high school that I recognized the purpose that service has given me in life. I just moved across country from New Mexico to North Carolina, and I was genuinely lost. I began volunteering at a local hospital and joined a high school service team, and shortly after, Charlotte had finally started to feel like home. I had a place and a purpose and a reason to be there, which I'd desperately been trying to find before. So I quickly took on any other involvement in leadership and service roles I could find, in a desperate effort to uncover more of that spark and drive that I had found. And while much of my work in high school was for accolades and resume boosters, it still always had a much deeper meaning than that. I think I was asked more my senior year, why are you still volunteering, than where are you going to college? My peers had a really hard time understanding why I loved this requirement so much, and I didn't really understand it either. But I did know that service is humbling. No matter what schoolwork or petty drama or complaints from life that you have, the minute service begins, they fly out the door. You're brought back down to earth, and you're reminded of how lucky you are, how loved you are, how hard you've worked, and how much you really have. And I think that's what service really does for us. It pops the bubble of privilege, and it gives us the genuine perspective that this is our world and our life, and the only tool we really have with one another is to be kind to each other. However, this epiphany really only comes if you're serving with the right intent. It can't be a requirement, or you can't be getting something out of it. You have to want to do it. And I think that's the biggest lesson that leadership has taught me, is that you don't do it for yourself. And I believe that's something we learn through actions and not words, which is in turn what makes a good leader, a role model whose actions speak bounds and leaps more than their words. And that realization, for me at least, is what continually challenges me to try and be a better leader and just a better person. Leadership has taught me how I interact with people, my values, my personality type, my passions, and it's taught me who I am. And I'm not gonna lie and say that I have everything in myself figured out. I do not, I promise. But it's just service and leadership have brought me closer to myself more than anything else in my life. And I feel that it is really important to clarify that it isn't just realizing these things. Leadership isn't just rainbows and butterflies. It's not just sunshine and happiness. It's challenging yourself every day. And it's working really hard to fix the bad things and protect the good. And while it's so hard sometimes, it's the little victories and the little changes that make huge waves of improvement. And a big challenge for me was trust. I used to be, and still am to an extent, the person that would rather do everything themselves just to ensure that it gets done. I now know that's being a control freak. So I'm challenging myself to kind of let go and delegate, believe in those around me, and just trust the process. But I've also come to learn from that believing in a team is what makes a team work. Belief creates camaraderie, supports community, and inspires one another. Trusting and believing in one another is the only way we can learn from each other, and collaborative work is the best way to learn. And another lesson that leadership has taught me is that we don't make excuses for the things that matter to us. And I think it's put really well here. That excuses are the tools of the weak and the incompetent. They build bridges to nowhere and tunnels to nothingness. Those who excel in them seldom do anything else. Therefore, there are no excuses. And I did. I used to have an excuse for everything for a while, I promise, until I realized how transparent those were. And upon that realization, I wanted to be better, so I challenged myself to be more honest and communicative about my feelings and the happenings and the ongoings of my life. And it was extremely notable changes. I felt the respect from my peers. I felt the honesty from those around me. I felt people open up. And that's what being a leader is letting your guard down. And another token of being a leader, it's not being the smartest person or the most experienced person in the room. That's not what it is. It's having heart and believing in whatever it is you're working for and whoever it is that you're working with. Even when it's hard, you have to believe in your cause. And leadership is teamwork. And just like there is no I in team, there is no I in leader. And to be a good leader, you have to know when you can't do it anymore. Like when you have to ask for help. And more importantly, it's important to know, like Shelby said, it's okay to know to ask to help. You have to learn that, and that's a big leap to find. But all in all, leadership has really taught me a lot. And it has led me to aspire to be like mentors, family, and peers alike. And the quality that they all share is that they led me to believe in myself in the moments when I could not. They inspired me to be my best, and they are credited for my successes. Shout out to Cassie Davis. And that's leadership to me. It's building each other up and encouraging the best. Leadership, and specifically service, has always given me a community and given me a space. These are my people, and this is my home, and everyone is welcome here, and I love it. Service is time and energy and putting your heart into a cause just because you believe in it. But that is what can make anywhere feel like home. So whatever your niche is, and everyone has their own, find it and run with it as far as you can. Let it inspire you and drive you to do better and be better. Be kind and give back in any way you can. Lead through your actions, because you really never know what opportunities or people it's going to bring you to.